Welcome everybody. Another geopolitical analysis video. Hope you're doing well. Happy Family Day for us North Americans, including Greenland. Okay, all jokes aside, thank you so much for the support, the new subscribers, the new likes, the new comments. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the kind words. It's very important that we keep headstrong and humility on our work, and together collectively we work better. So I request from you just a subscription, like. I'll never ask you for money, I'll never ask you to donate, and I'm not really interested in having ads or having any affiliations, and because this is a hobby, I do it out of passion, out of love. I wake up to the charts, I sleep to the charts. It's just a passion, okay? So let's take a look at Bitcoin. I haven't talked about Bitcoin for a while. Bitcoin is not something that I trade, only because I believe in it. I accumulate, but I don't really trade it. In the past, when I used to mine, when I used to be active in crypto trading, it was the first thing I would trade. To be honest with you, I used to sell and buy Bitcoin all the time, especially two bull markets ago. So this is what I'm looking at on the weekly. Bitcoin to me has a topping performance. And what I mean by topping performance is that when you look at the past prices, because I don't want to compare Bitcoin to other uh, charts. Bitcoin is autochthonous. It is its own native to its own land. And what I mean by that is that it has its own cycle, its own peculiar formation when it tops, and a peculiar formation when it bottoms that is kind of unlike other assets. It's a very distinct asset, okay? And it's very interesting because we're noticing that although other assets might be going up and topping in a very clear way, Bitcoin doesn't have that. And that's why it fools a lot of people, because there's a lot of hype and narrative. You have the crowd that goes to one side stating that it's going to a million, and others who are stating that it's going to zero. It seems it has a love and hate, which it can be good because publicity helps an asset, regardless if it's negative or positive. So I want to talk about the previous cycle. The previous cycle, when it bottomed around 4,000, it peaked at 69 change and some change. So we saw 1,700%. When Bitcoin hit the lows here at around 15K, and this is, I made a video on Facebook stating that I believe the low is in. After, of course, it was confirmed, we went on a 765% rally. Now, I do think we've topped. And the reason why is because my support was this range here at 69,000 to 73, 74,000. And I said, if we close below, then we're most likely done with the highs. So having a massive drop like this from 126, okay, 50%, I still don't think this is the bottom. I mean, I might be proven wrong, but if you would ask me, having cash aside to add, I mean, I've already bought. I bought in the lows here because I was watching very carefully the last few weeks, and I bought some of these lows. Not a lot, but I bought a decent amount, and I'm DCAing. I do think that Bitcoin here, these levels, is a good play. I still think we can go lower. These are the areas that I'm eyeing. I think that 40,000 to 49,000 is going to be the low. Okay. I if I as you know, as much as we see decreased percentage rallies over a period of time of Bitcoin, we see also that the plateau, the base, the foundation, the low of Bitcoin increases um, quite a bit over a period of time. Just like it used to be 4,000 and then it became 15,000. I wouldn't be surprised if 40,000 now, numerically, it would make sense in terms of the ratio. It would make sense that 40 to 49,000 would be the low. So I suspect we're going to see a rally here because after 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bloody weeks, I think on the seventh week we should see a bounce to 80,000. And just to illustrate what I see here, I see something like this going on up to 80,000, perhaps checking 86, 85, and then further downside. Okay, I don't think that we've bottomed yet. And like I said, I have confirmation points in order to prove my thesis. I don't use it with a lot of indicators because indicators are just secondary factors. The main factors is price, pattern, and time, the PPT methodology. And that is the most accurate I have found. When you look at people who use Elliott waves are very subjective. They can change, and you always need confirmation. But here, when we look at price, pattern, and time, sure, I'm looking at the head and shoulders thing here. Has it been confirmed? Yes, it has been confirmed because it's been a few weeks where we've closed below the neckline. So do I think a head and shoulder might play out? Sure, absolutely. I do see this as being something possibly in the works. But I'm not looking just at pattern. I'm also looking at the timing, and I'm looking at the price. And the price is showing right now that we have slowed down in terms of the selling, and that the bigger candles were decisively on the downside. Now we're having smaller candles print. So this suggests that we're going to see a minor bounce, a minor rally. And sometimes in bull markets, you find that you have bear market red candles, heavy selling, and then the opposite happens, as above, so below. A lot of these laws in nature and physics apply to charts. Charting is a very interesting art because it evolves around mystery but also science at the same time. Okay, so right now I would be buying, but I would be selling if we have a massive rally, if I was trading, and I would be waiting for lower lows. I would also be DCAing if I'm not trading actively, selling and buying. I would be DCAing here, and I would be waiting until we hit the lower prices here to add more money. I'm 50% of the capital I want to deploy in Bitcoin. I'm waiting until we drop lower. If we don't, that's fine, and we go to higher highs straight up, that's fine. I think that is less probable. But this is what I'm looking to see happen in the next little while. For those of you who are holding Bitcoin in a cold wallet, at the end of the day, there's a lot of conspiracy talk around Bitcoin. But at the end of the day, if Epstein was trying to control Bitcoin and he didn't manage to corrupt it, but he was trying, if the enemy, if the devil, if a misanthropic figure is trying to control an asset, perhaps you need to have some of that asset in your portfolio. I'm just saying out loud the quiet part, because yes, gold and silver is important to have tangible. Have coins. I have a few coins lying around, but I think Bitcoin is also something that you need to check on. So tomorrow I'm gonna have Gregory Mannarino. Those of you who watched the end of this clip are now informed. I'm gonna have my pal Gregory Mannarino, great guest, great analyst. His opinions are sometimes opposite of my own, but I do respect him heck of a lot, and I've learned so much from him. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and tomorrow's podcast will be coming up soon. Thank you. Have a great one. Like, subscribe, and comment. All the best. Bye for now.